just forget about every prior ranking up to this point because college baseball turned into absolute chaos last week. We all know rankings are just basically a toss-up until a little ways into conference play anyways. So here's my entirely different Power 10 after week 5 of college baseball. All right, one thing is the same. Thankfully, Arkansas didn't add to the drama last week and swept Missouri to move to 17-2 on the year. Hagen Smith now 3-0, struck out 10 on Friday night over 6 scoreless innings. They allowed just 1 run over the weekend. At 2, Oregon State, the Beavers won the series against Utah. That's something pretty much everyone else in last week's Power 10 didn't do. They lost 14-11 in what was an offensive slugfest on Sunday. Fell short despite Travis Bazzana's 2 home runs, but I have them at 2. You'll see why. Here's another crazy move. Vandy absolutely skyrocketing to number 3. This team was stagnant at the end of the Power 10 for the past 4 weeks, and now after sweeping Auburn to open SEC play and beating Indiana, they surged to number 3 with a strong 18-3 record on the year. I've got Clemson up at number 4 after an incredible series win over Duke, traded punches all weekend with them, and came out on top of the Blue Devils in the series finale with a couple of homers in the 10th inning on Sunday. The Tigers moved to 17-2 on the season and surge into the top 4. If you think that jump is crazy, how about this? Hello, Alabama at number 5. After 3, the order for 4-10 gets really tough, but the Tide opened up SEC play with a series win over Tennessee. The Vols were up at number 5 last week in my Power 10, but the Tide won the series in the finale on Sunday on a 3-run go-ahead home run in the 8th from Gage Miller. LSU is going to drop to 6 for me. The Tigers, like many other teams, lost their series over the weekend. They fell to Mississippi State in 2 out of 3 and were run ruled on Sunday 15-5 to plummet 4 spots in the rankings. At 7, another warm welcome to Virginia, who makes a big jump in after moving to 16-4 on the season with a big series win over Wake Forest. They won the first game of the series, dropped the second, and then took the series behind a dramatic come-from-behind walk-off victory to hand the Deacs their 2nd straight series loss. At 8, Texas A&M drops 4 spots following a series loss to Florida to open SEC play for their very first 2 losses of the season. I'm not dropping them out of the Power 10 though. Still some really impressive non-conference wins, impressive pitching staff, and again, first 2 losses of the season. At 9, Tennessee plummets as well after dropping the series to Alabama. Now 18-3 on the year, only behind A&M because of those non-conference wins. And at 10, I don't care if Florida State wasn't even in the top 25 last week. They're entering my Power 10. Early season rankings are so silly because if the Seminoles had started in the top 10 and had their current record, they'd probably be number 1. But the fact that they're 18-0, that is so tough to do in baseball, no matter who you're playing. And now they have quality wins with a huge win over Florida last week and a sweep over Notre Dame. FSU is the last undefeated team in the country. So yeah, they're a top 10 team in my book. Florida did have an impressive series win over Texas A&M, but now 7 losses on the year, and I couldn't justify putting them in. And both Duke and Wake Forest drop out. Crazy to think. So that's my insane Power 10. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.